What's going on there, niece and nephew? It's your big uncle. I got some toxic masculinity all over my shirt. I'm over in Asoy in Bangkok, Thailand. We just got back from Manila in the Philippines. And man, guys, I got a lot to unpack. We ended up not sticking around, and today I'm gonna tell you why. What's going on, guys? So we're walking down Asoy in Bangkok. Beautiful weather, dry season, terrible air quality at the moment, but really, really beautiful weather. Very, very nice to be back in Bangkok. We were in Manila for a couple days. We were kind of on the fence as to whether we wanted to just go check out the Philippines or we wanted to get a spot and kick it there for a bit. We wanted to just take a look at the situation there. And we ended up opting to leave. And I guess we'll talk a little bit about why. So first, let me say the people that we met, everybody there was fucking really nice for the most part. I got a couple people who were kind of stupid, like I would walk by and they would pull their mask up immediately. Right. Like, oh, the foreigner has the fucking AIDS or whatever. You know, but for the most part, 99% of the people were super nice, very friendly. I feel like it would be a country where you would make a ton of friends really quickly. Obviously, you still got to be careful. It's still a developing country. A smile is not always a smile. But by and large, I felt like the people were pretty solid. That was just based on impressions. We trained jiu-jitsu at a club out there. Everybody was real sound, super nice people. Actually, really, the people made the experience quite a lot better. But there was a lot of stuff that just wasn't gonna work for us, especially given what we need to be doing right now, which is really getting our business in order, getting all the videos made, getting caught up on everything that we've been kind of falling behind on because we've been on this trip since the end of COVID.
Yeah, we're really trying to like upgrade and improve the business so we can provide more countries for you guys, really. I mean, that's why we went to the Philippines in the first place, to be honest. Right?
Well, yeah, it's about expansion, about making relationships all over Asia so that if somebody needs our services in a more, a more popular destination in the Philippines like Cebu or Palawan or one of those places, that we might be able to have some people and some reach over there. And ultimately, I think it's something we're still gonna do. So, but really right now, I gotta tell you guys, there's a lot to unpack in the Philippines. Like, it reminds me of when we first got to Vietnam. Like, it's not super easy to be healthy there. You're gonna have to kind of learn how to do it. And right now, we don't really have a lot of time to be kind of taking on a giant new project. It would almost be like trying to go to India right now,
Yeah, it's just a bit too much at the moment.
Like, once we get caught up on the videos and we get some stuff done with the business, I think it'll be a lot easier for us. It'll be a lot easier for us to take on a project like the Philippines or go back to Nepal or go to India or go to somewhere in the Middle East, something that's gonna require a whole lot of filming, a whole lot of trial and error, and a whole lot of adjusting of our comforts, And I enjoy all those things, but right now, we have a lot to do. So that's a big reason as to why we left. Now, let me tell you some of the other factors that kind of led us to not wanting to stick around in the Philippines.
Yeah, let's talk about our experiences.
So I gotta be honest with you, we stayed in Makati, very nice area.
Yeah.
Very developed.
Sorry guys, the soy is kind of busy.
Yeah, a little bit busy soy.
Keep looking,
Yeah, we don't use Bangkok. You still don't want to get ran over.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, we stayed in Makati.
Makati was cool.
Very nice, filled with malls.
Very developed.
Walkable, completely walkable, huge sidewalks.
Yeah, really, really, really walkable, which is something that really impressed me. BGC, we checked that out. BGC is basically like a planned city in Metro Manila, and it looks more like you're in Singapore than it does like you're in the Philippines, to be totally honest with you. It's crazy developed. That was pretty cool. We went to the old Spanish Old Town. That was really cool.
Oh, so that was actually my favorite part, the old town.
Intramuros, that was an incredible place.
Intramuros.
Intramuros, yeah. I'm not, guys, I apologize.
I forgot how to pronounce it.
Filipino people, please don't be too angry at me. I probably am gonna butcher the pronunciation, but it was a beautiful place. I felt like I was in Spain. Absolutely amazing, right? Now, the problems I had were really with a couple things. What I'm paying for what I'm getting was very inflated.
Yeah, it did not work out.
And for example, You know, in Thailand, a meal that would cost me like $9 to get stuffed on healthy food with lots of vegetables, protein, all my micronutrients would cost me about $9 to feed Misha and I.
2 people.
Up to maybe $15, right? If we were to...
But like, if you spend $15, you're rolling out of there.
You're rolling
you know?
out of there, yeah. Especially
like you as well.
Eating high quality local Thai food, right? In the Philippines, it was more like spend $17, $18. The food quality becomes good, but the portions were not very big.
You're still hungry.
And I was still hungry after a lot of times. And I noticed that a lot of the food was just very, very, very oily. There's not much vegetables. I didn't feel very healthy the majority of the time I was eating like the food there. And we weren't buying street food, like we were eating medium quality food. It was not cheap. And it was really, to be honest with you guys, it was not healthy at all.
So I got to tell them about one meal. So we got the meal, it was a breakfast we ordered. We found a nice place to order breakfast from. And this one meal cost us $10 for 2 people. Came with 1 poached egg, 2 hash brown, some sauce, and tomato and pesto, right? So 2 of those cost $10. The problem is, it's super low quality, right? So the hash brown's like super greasy.
Soggy.
I'm telling you, the eggs, they did not taste good. Like, I know the egg from the chicken already, and those eggs are not from the chicken. You know what I mean? Like, they're from the chicken, but I don't know.
They're just the low quality. They were using.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, and that was the most reasonable place we could find for a breakfast, to where we were spending like still for 2 people, like $12. I mean, $10, $12. I mean, it depends. Sometimes you got the pancakes and it was more.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I mean, you know, the Western breakfasts are definitely always more.
This is cool.
But yeah, here in Thailand, you know, you can get really good omelets and meals like that for much, much less money. I actually found Makati to be a bit expensive. I know that it's the most expensive part of the Philippines, but you know, people have told me that BGC and Makati are both really, really expensive parts of Metro Manila. But
that was just like one meal, so I can share with you guys like the quality and like the price. Like, that's what you're gonna get for $10. You're gonna get some greasy breakfast.
But that's what I was gonna say, is like it's just not the same value that I'm getting here in Thailand. The internet was very unstable. It said 5G, but it was disconnecting all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of problems with our phones and the data.
The jiu-jitsu was really good, I'll say that.
Yeah, the jiu-jitsu club was awesome.
The grappling was really, really good.
I wish we could have went one more time.
Yeah, and I enjoyed training there. I got no complaints about that. They're very high level, very nice people. They even gave us a ride home. But I just was really not happy with the amount of things I was putting up with for what I was paying.
Yeah, it's actually way more expensive than we thought.
Well, it depends how you do it, I imagine, but from what we were seeing, at least in Makati, it just was more expensive than Bangkok, and yet I was putting up with much more bullshit. So like the condo, for example, it was very small.
It's supposed to be a luxury condo, this one.
Right, and we were on the 55th floor, or 54th floor, some shit like that.
Yeah, in the 50s.
Way high up, right? And the fucking thing, you still smelled sewage.
Yeah, it was really gross.
You would still smell sewage coming up. You know, the fucking bed is like a coffin. It's like smashed between the wall and like this divider wall that they put up for some reason. And I've seen that before in Asia. I don't generally like when they do that, but this was really, really small.
Yeah, it's like you can only get out in one side.
The supposed luxury building didn't even have a fucking gym. It didn't even have a gym.
No gym.
It had an okay pool, but it didn't even have a gym.
That's crazy.
And like, this is like something that comes standard with any place you would find anywhere in Bangkok. Like,
I gotta explain to you guys, this building is huge, okay? So underneath it is like a small mall. Is that what you call it?
Yeah,
like
I would say there's,
mall?
Yeah, the Air Mall.
Yeah.
It's a mall, it's got like a supermarket, but the supermarket was full of processed food.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was mostly like American processed food or, you know, fried stuff, lots and lots of fried stuff. There's just so much like fried and oily food. Like, everywhere I looked, it was just really unhealthy food. Now, don't get me wrong, some of it was delicious. Like, I tried this thing called a Tehran, which is like a spring roll with a banana in it. And it was like one of the best things I ever fucking tasted.
So good.
Delicious.
I'm really happy we tried it.
But it'll fucking kill you if you eat that shit like real often.
It's like a dessert, right?
It's a dessert, but I mean, everything was fried. Like, they had these samosas, they put like processed American cheese in and then fry them.
Yeah, we really didn't get any like real cheese there. Right?
The omelets were all processed American cheese that we were,
Yeah, we didn't get any feta, nothing.
I just really felt unhealthy, and I wasn't even there for so long. The air quality is better than Bangkok, though.
Yeah, you can always see the sky is like almost always blue, like bright blue. It's amazing. It's like such a big city.
So like Manila is not a place that I want to really go back to, and I definitely want to go and explore more. But one of the things that really turned me off from going any further was we were planning to go to Cebu, and just our experience with the Manila Airport was such a fucking bunch of bullshit that we really were like, I don't even know if I want to transfer through this airport again. I don't even want to deal with it. Like,
guys. It was so bad.
I mean, there was just checkpoints fucking everywhere, and like lines that were just fucking 5 different lines forming into one line to get to the Air Asia fucking.
And supposedly they have air conditioning, but no, not really. It's hot
It's
as hell
hot as fuck in there, and it's way worse for the Filipino people than for us. The foreigner line was much better than the line for the local people, so I really have a great deal of sympathy for them, because that looked like it's a real fucking pain in the ass. They had to do separate exit sheets and things to get permission to leave the country, whereas like, our line was a bit quicker and more expedited. I mean, it was really kind of a shit show in the Manila Airport.
Hey guys, so we're gonna talk about some more issues inside the airport. So another one was they're still using that what is it called? That X-ray machine thing that gives you cancer.
Oh yeah.
I forgot, but you like stand in it like this. You know what I'm talking about? This thing.
Yeah. It like checks to see if you've got weapons or bombs or something on you.
I forgot what it's called, but it doesn't really work.
It gives it gives off radiation. And
yeah, they still use it, which sucks.
Oh,
so you have to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you go through that, did you get patted down? You did, right?
Yeah, but like nothing. He just like touched my lat and my shoulder and was like, "Go ahead."
Yeah, I got patted down and it was super awkward. It was like a girl.
Like she's doing too much.
Yeah,
it's like
weird.
It felt like you're back in America again.
Yes.
Like they actually are searching for something.
America's too long. I don't remember, but I remember in China.
Right.
In China, they did that shit.
Yeah, so their security there, it feels more paranoid than other parts of Asia and more invasive kind of. Yeah, I got that feeling too. I wouldn't say it was as bad as China though, but definitely more than Thailand or than any of the other countries.
You can feel the security presence. They have like guns sometimes, like huge guns.
There's guns everywhere.
Areas.
We saw like
by the mall.
By the malls, there's always a guy standing out there with like a 12 gauge. And I mean, when we saw some of the slums, and we took a ride over from Makati over to Intramuros, and we went through some of the slums. And then from Intramuros, we were up on the Pasig River. And I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Tondo. I think from the map it looks like it was Tondo. But we were able to see across to the city of Manila, and then kind of off to the side was this just enormous slum. Also from our building, there was a giant graveyard. And the graveyard, you could see it. We were up in the 50s somewhere, and like we're looking down and we're seeing this graveyard, and there's slums all in the graveyard. So we looked it up, and of course there's like mad people living in this graveyard, and it's dangerous. And we also saw, from the look of the area we drove through, just lots and lots of poverty, like crazy inequality from Makati or BGC to the slums from the trip to Intramuros, from the slums that we passed through. It was just shocking inequality.
Really, really sad. Like, I don't know. I felt really bad about it because you go to what is it called, BGC, and dude, it looks like Manhattan.
Yeah, you see the craziest shopping malls you'll ever see, probably crazier than the ones you see in New York, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it's new, right?
So it just wasn't really, the buzz wasn't there for me. I wasn't really enjoying it that much. I liked the culture, but I knew that if I was going to go deeper, I was going to have to fly through Manila Airport, then I was going to have to go to Cebu, right? And then realistically from Cebu, I was gonna have to go to some place I actually wanted to go, like Siargao or Palawan or something like
or,
that.
What is it called? Davao?
Or Davao, because we got
Davao.
friends out there and they said it's more relaxed out there too.
But guys, like, then to come back out, we always have to go through Manila.
And we don't own a lot of stuff, guys. We don't have a lot of possessions, so everything we do have is pretty much what we're carrying at the moment.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to start jumping from fucking island to island and not really know where I was gonna end up carrying around the little bit of things we own. It's kind of just annoying and like.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if we went for like short term with a backpack and, you know, some camera gear.
So we used it kind of as a visa run basically, and now we're back in Bangkok. It was cool. I mean, I'm glad I got to see a couple things in Manila, but I'll be totally honest with you, I'll probably never go back to Manila.
I have to tell you guys though, it is so easy to get around because basically everybody speaks English.
Yes, and they're,
You know?
they're very friendly
Like,
and they're very helpful.
Anything you want to know, you can just like go up and ask somebody.
The
It's
people,
crazy.
the people were great.
They're so nice.
They were
really
so
friendly.
nice. Like,
I mean, you have the weird mask thing, but to be honest, you know, they just got rid of the restrictions.
yeah, the restrictions,
recently.
the restrictions for them ended a lot more recently than for other parts of Southeast Asia.
Yeah, right.
Cambodia, Thailand, even
Exactly.
Vietnam has been much more open for longer than them. So, you know, it's understandable. And again, you can't blame a society on a couple stupid people. I mean, you're always going to get some people who think that the foreigners are the bearers of all disease. And then you're going to get some people who are just the nicest people ever. They don't judge you, you know? Like, so don't try
They're
to...
normal. Also, I want to say, about 50% of people were wearing masks.
Yeah, a lot of people still wearing masks. That was another thing that made me a little bit uncomfortable, is everybody was...
50%,
it's
I
not,
would
and
say.
it's not about just wearing a mask, but so the air pollution is bad at the moment. It was a lot of like, everybody
COVID.
still sees really spooked over COVID.
Yeah,
So they, you know, because they're very influenced by America, guys.
yeah.
You know, like it's just a,
And they speak and understand English very well, like most people.
yeah. So like, and they held on to the restrictions for a lot longer than other countries.
I think they were the last ones, right?
Yeah. So
In this area?
so I can understand that it's kind of intense. They had people walking around with face shields on at one point over there. So I mean, you know, maybe it'll be a little bit better in a few months and things will be more relaxed. I imagine that probably will happen. I mean, I do want to go back and I do want to explore it, but I think right now the most important thing for us is to get somewhere, get situated, and just get work done.
Yeah, we gotta catch up.
We have a lot of work to do, so we're gonna go somewhere like Cambodia. We do have to see some friends. We're gonna be in Phnom Penh for a month, and then from there, it's probably likely we're gonna go either to Siem Reap, or, you know, there is one other variable, but it's not 100%, so I don't want to get anybody too excited. But my business partner may be arranging a TRC for me, so I may go hit up Vietnam for a bit. Probably I would be doing some business out there for him, marketing and, you know, just doing some stuff related to what we do for consulting.
I mean, we're gonna go to Vietnam anyway, though.
We have to, no matter what. We were gonna go to visit, but there's a chance possibly we might go to stay. So that's a possibility. So it was kind of hard for us to say, okay, we're gonna go deeper into the Philippines right now. It would be, like I said earlier in the video, it'd be akin to us picking up right now and saying, all right, I'm gonna fly to India. You know, it's just not what we need to do right now.
Yeah.
Like we need to bed down, we need to get some stuff done. So if I was gonna say one of the main reasons that like kind of made me rush out of the Philippines was the food. I just really didn't like the food. I had a couple meals that were really good, and I gotta tell you, like some of them were delicious, but
Yeah, really, like, they do have some stuff that's awesome, but it's just not healthy.
but that's the thing. I give a shit about my health, and so like I need to live somewhere where I can get a large amount of vegetables, protein, micronutrients, where I can eat healthy.
It seems like if you want healthy food, you're gonna pay.
Yeah, you're gonna shell out. But again, and I didn't, like I said, maybe I could have explored deeper, but it seems like it would have been kind of a hassle right now and maybe not the best thing for us to do.
And because of the food situation means we're spending more money.
Yeah, you're spending more to try to eat food that's clean and healthy.
We're not eating the local food.
And I don't mean clean like hygiene, guys. I mean clean like, quality, like
vegetable, protein, carbs.
Because I can eat some street food, I've lived out here for like more than 10 years now. We've been all over Southeast Asia. We've been all over Australasia, South Asia. We've been around. We're not like new to this. We've lived in the Balkans, But at the same time, I'm getting older. And I was hospitalized in Vietnam for a blood clot in my stomach that came from like a crazy case of gastritis from food poisoning.
That was in 2020.
That was in 2020. So I know how dangerous it can be to eat fucked up food. And even like on a bigger level, I'm talking about like quality of food too. So even if the food is clean, if it's very poor quality food, this can have really bad adverse effects on your health. And you're already living in an environment that's not necessarily the cleanest environment,
You really have to cook at home, I think, guys.
You're gonna have to cook at home. You're gonna have to go to the market, buy vegetables, which is actually in our building, they had a little vegetable stand, but it wasn't very cheap.
No.
Produce was kind of fucking expensive.
And I gotta tell you, a lot of the vegan, vegetarian restaurants use fake meat.
And not vegetables.
It's like all fake meat. I mean, maybe it's made from vegetable, Jay. But
it's made from like corn or soy usually.
Well, some of it is jackfruit.
You're right, jackfruit,
So
but jackfruit's not protein.
No protein.
So
Yeah.
like,
no protein.
the soy is okay, fine, but like, and don't get me wrong, some of the dishes were good. I had this sizzling tofu thing that was pretty fucking delicious, but
But it's all imitation meat.
and it's all bad oil, like heavy in oil.
Yep.
A lot of it's fried. For the people who do eat meat, I don't know if you're into eating like chicken livers and that kind of stuff. It's more like what they're eating out there.
Yeah.
And there's not like
a lot of chicken.
Yeah, not a lot of use of vegetables. Whereas in Thailand and Vietnam, you can get a lot of vegetables in your food. It's not really so hard to do that. In the Philippines, at least from my experience, and I can't speak for the whole place, I can only speak for BGC, Makati, and Intramuros, because those are the only places I actually got to see. And I had a really hard time getting like vegetables. Like we ordered from some of these healthy bowl places just because, we were trying to do our best to eat like healthy food.
Right.
And they were expensive. They barely had any vegetables. They didn't really even give you so much tofu.
No, it was like mostly rice and then a little bit of tofu.
We tried a couple like quote unquote healthy salad places, which you'll see in the first video.
I think it's called Go Salad.
Like Go Salad, it's some mall shit, and even that was just like veggie burger patty basically. Like it was okay. I mean, it wasn't
okay. The portion was small.
For the price. And it wasn't really like, oh my God, it's so bomb, And
Nope.
like I know there's bomb ass restaurants, but it just seems like the prices there are really not so great, like for what you're getting, right? And another thing that kind of I didn't like too much was it felt a lot like America. Like it felt a lot like America.
Well, there's a lot of American brands there.
Like very influenced by the US because they were a US colony. So that makes heaps and heaps of sense, you know what I mean? Like I understand that we would definitely have left our mark there, but unfortunately it seems like we left all our fucking shitty processed food and like a lot of our fast food. But it seems like there's a lot more obesity there. It reminds me a little bit more of Malaysia. Now, I'll tell you right now, for someone who's single, I don't think there'd be a better place in the world to meet a partner though. I mean, my God, I mean, the people are so friendly and so outgoing. You would have friends, relationships, like in a very short amount of time. But like I said before, like you can live in a lot of other places in Southeast Asia and you're not gonna pay nearly as much. And you're gonna, in a lot of ways, still have a lot of the same access, to like, pools and islands and beaches. I mean, you can come here to Thailand, for example, and you can live in Thailand for much less money in Bangkok, which is a world-class city. It's got better public transportation.
I don't think you're gonna spend as much on food either.
It's safer for sure, and you don't have to have these kind of concerns over food the way you do in Manila. Now, it doesn't mean that Manila's not dope. Like I'm sure there's people who love Manila, and I'm sure there's better parts of Metro Manila than what we saw. Like we literally only saw Makati, BGC, and what's it called, Intramuros.
Right.
So that's just our perspective, right? We're not judging the whole Philippines. We're just basing this on our experience, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, I gotta tell you, it's you know, I didn't think it was worth what I was paying.
No, I don't think the price and like the quality really worked out. Like for $10, you should be kind of full, no?
It reminded me a lot more of America, and I know it's the most expensive part of the country, but I mean, it just was not, you know, I right now I'm in Bangkok, which is no question the most expensive part of Thailand, and I'm not really coming even close to spending that much, and I'm having bomb healthy meals. Like today I had a meal that was a little bit expensive, and it was like what? We spent almost $14 for 2 people.
Yeah.
But we were fucking rolling out of there.
We were very hungry though. Like,
yeah.
I feel like in the Philippines we didn't really eat enough.
We weren't getting enough nutrients even when we did eat.
Yeah, not enough nutrients, yeah.
That's, you know, that's the problem.
I think that was the thing.
And the kitchen was bullshit, you know? Like the apartment, like I was saying earlier, the apartment was like, you know, it kind of smelled a little bit from fucking, you know, sewage. The balcony was dope, the view was dope. But to be honest, like the services sucked. The elevator was crazy, guys.
And the apartment's too small, you know?
It was a coffin.
It was so small, the apartment.
And it's not like I'm in fucking Japan, you know? I'm not in Taiwan, you know? It's like, it's a big ass mega city in Southeast Asia. But I just didn't think it was worth what I was paying. And the guys, the elevator, man, they had like, what was it, like maybe 6 elevators, and like 4 of them worked or 3 of them worked or something like that.
Yeah.
It was crazy, guys. Sometimes you'd be in the elevator, you'd be waiting just to get downstairs. It would take you like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because their building isn't being maintained well. And it's like, this is considered one of the better buildings. Like we're in one of the nicest neighborhoods in the country.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
It wasn't really so good.
I
Like,
couldn't believe it. Like this building is on top of a shopping mall. How are like all your elevators broken?
you know, I don't know. It's just like, I get it. I mean, you know, some places it's hard, you know, but I mean, you know, it's just like at this point, what we need to be doing right now, we need to be somewhere where it's like reasonably priced, comfortable, chill, inexpensive, and not much to do so we can get work done. And it just seemed to me like that was going to be like a whole process of having to learn how to live in the Philippines the right way, and just undertaking this big mission right now didn't seem like the move, you know. But I would definitely go back again and try again. Another thing for me was there's no legal cannabis, and like I like smoking weed, and to be honest with you, I don't hurt nobody, you know. I make money, I spread money around the economy, and here in Thailand they're tolerant of that shit. So I mean, for me that's a big issue, you know. I really, you know, it improves my sleep, my quality of life. After jiu-jitsu and, you know, soreness, inflammation, it's like, it's a big disadvantage. And if I am gonna go somewhere where I can't smoke weed, well, then I would rather be making money. And you're not really gonna be going out to the Philippines to make money. I mean, you probably could make some money if you made the right relationships, but I mean, the chances of you getting got there is fucking, is exponential. You got to be careful out there because they're hustling on a different level. I mean, they are in a lot of Southeast Asia, but the Philippines is famous. I mean, if you wanted to do something with like outsourcing or like call centers or any of that shit, I mean, that would be fucking really, really good in the Philippines. I mean, the hustle there is just ridiculous. But like for a regular person who's not maybe up on the game, I mean, you definitely can get hurt out there. Another thing I noticed too is just beggars. Lots and lots and lots of beggars. Beggars everywhere, man. Like there's just like people running up basically begging at the car window, and
yeah,
like it was
really sad.
Yeah, kids, man, like really sad.
Really sad.
I see that. I've seen it before. It's not new. I mean, like Thailand, you see this too. And
yeah, but you see how rich it is there?
yeah, and there's a lot more. I mean, it's the same here, really. I mean, but there's just a lot
There's more people there, though.
Yeah, the population's a lot bigger, and the slums are a lot bigger.
So it's like almost the same amount of people as New York City.
Like even Bangkok has slums, but Bangkok doesn't have slums the way Manila has slums.
And there's way less people here.
Yeah. I mean, Bangkok's like
50% less occupied.
It's like half the size, I think. I mean, I don't have official numbers, but I think Bangkok's only like maybe 10, 13 million, and Manila is a lot. So anyway, guys, we're gonna go fill up our waters. Let me show you these. If you're ever in Thailand, I'm not sure if you guys know about these, but these are water refill stations. You just put a couple baht in here and you can fill up bottles of water. It's a lot cheaper than buying water at a supermarket or at a 7-Eleven, so that's what we're about to do.
How much that cost?
So far, 8.72 baht is left, so like a baht 20 to fill one bottle.
To fill one bottle, not bad.
Yeah, like, and then you just...
Ooh.
I didn't see any of these in Manila at all. I didn't see anything like this. This is another advantage of Thailand. It's just so comfortable, guys. It's so comfortable. It's easy. Legal cannabis. The food is healthy. The only thing I would say though, guys, is the visa in the Philippines is crazy easier and a lot cheaper than being out here. What's up, guys? So another big issue with the whole situation was that we were actually intending to go hang out in Siargao. And we talked to some of the people at the jiu-jitsu club, and they were saying that this time of the year, it's maybe not a good idea because a lot of the islands like Palawan and Siargao and in the south, they're getting fucking smashed with pretty bad weather. He said it's probably not really going to be all that safe. So I was like, you know, do I really want to be down in a place where I got to worry, you know, about getting hit with a typhoon at some point? And not that they're predicting a typhoon, but like, you know, I've lived on islands before. Sometimes you get really harsh weather. I lived in Hawaii and everything's like chill, idyllic island paradise. And suddenly there's insane storms rolling in.
Okay, so compared to Bangkok, we came from Bangkok to Manila. It was so humid in Manila compared to Bangkok. Like the weather is not the same. It's about, what was it, the flight? It was like 3 hours away.
Yeah, it's about 3 hours, or maybe a little bit more than 3 hours. And it was a lot more humid because you're surrounded by, you know, water. And they have a lot of fresh water, and they also have a lot of seawater, obviously. I mean, you know, and Thailand has water as well, but it's also part of, you know, the mainland of Indochina. So, I mean, the climates are definitely different. I found it to be amazing at night, but still to be more humid than here. But it's dry season in both places. And it can still be kind of muggy in Thailand during dry season. Like specifically today, it's quite muggy out. But I felt like it was much more humid even in the cool hours of the day in the evening in Manila than it was here. Yeah. So, you know, that was another thing that, you know, I guess you could take or leave that. Some people probably will like that more.
I would take that into consideration when you're packing, you know, if you're going to visit there or if you are going to live there, like the clothes you should bring, super light clothes, you know?
And remember, you know, you got to really be careful with everything. Like anytime you get change, you got to count it. You got to watch your pockets in a lot of Manila.
Oh, tell them about the train.
So, you know, we were looking around trying to figure out, like, do they have a train that's similar to here in Bangkok? And the only trains that we saw were kind of run down. They weren't really so nice looking. Maybe there are some nice ones that we didn't see. That's possible. Also, you do have to just be a little more careful in Manila. Even at the airport, there's signs everywhere that says count your change carefully at the money exchanges. And I got to tell you guys, we were thinking about trading Philippine peso to Thai baht. And it was like robbery, the rate. It was like
2.0 or
2.05 for fucking Thai baht. They were trying to really rob us. It was just to trade a few, not even $200 or $300. We were gonna get charged almost $60 in a conversion fee. It's fucking ridiculous. So what little life hack I can suggest to you is if you're in the Philippines, trade the peso to the dollar. USD. And then take a USD and then bring it to Thailand and then trade it into baht. That's something that we figured out, you know, by looking at the rates. We thought this would be a better move, and it was. We ended up spending about maybe $13 in conversion in the Philippines and a couple dollars conversion in Thailand. And it still worked out to be way less cheaper than if we would have sold peso for Thai baht. So there's all these little things that you've constantly got to be watching for. It's definitely a fascinating country, and I do think we'll go back. It's just right now is probably not the time for us to be like unpacking a place that is this involved. So I gotta tell you, I did not love my experience in Metro Manila. I will say, like I said from the beginning, I really did like the people. People
warned us about this anyway, so we kind of knew.
Yeah, even Filipino people told us this, actually. Yeah. And we know there's nicer parts, and we know that there's more to see. But it's just, right now is not the time. It's just, there's too much we need to do. It's too big of an undertaking, so we decided it's better to just bed down for a bit, work on the business, get everything in order for the new year, and then we can always you know, base out maybe in Cambodia and just take trips to the Philippines with a backpack sometime, you know, so it'll be a lot easier to move around and we don't have to worry so much about being pinned down to one place. You know, I don't regret it. You?
No.
It was cool.
No.
It was cool. It was a good experience.
I'm sad that we couldn't go to like Cebu as well, though.
I don't like that the food wasn't so healthy. That's something that would turn me off to living there. Traffic was fucking mental.
And also the flights, the fact that you always have to go out of Manila, like it doesn't seem that nice to me.
You can fly direct out of Cebu, but it's really just not so cheap, you know? And you know, you pay a lot more to fly directly from some of those other airports than you would from Manila. So it's like you sort of have to, unless you really want to shell out a lot of money for a flight. And I think the next time I go, maybe if we do pass through the Manila area, I'll just take like a shuttle bus to wherever the nearest nice place is. I've heard Tagaytay is nice. I've heard there's a few other nice places that are like a few hours away from Metro Manila. So maybe that's what we'll do, and we'll just start out somewhere pleasant. But yeah, I wasn't really impressed by Manila. I didn't really enjoy my time so much there. It was a lot more stressful than it was enjoyable. There was a lot more problems around the accommodation. Like even now we're staying at like a very inexpensive hotel because we're only here for like a night or two. And it's so much more comfortable than that high rise.
Yeah.
Like so much more comfortable.
And cheaper.
Cheaper.
Way cheaper.
Better services. It's got a sauna here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is what I mean. It was just like, it wasn't worth what I was gonna have to give up and how much we were gonna have to pay. It just really wasn't as good of a bargain as I can get in other parts of Southeast Asia.
Also the timing. I think we went too soon after the restrictions were lifted.
It would have been better to wait a bit and to just kind of let maybe the COVID thing blow over a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, hit subscribe. If you're thinking of moving to Southeast Asia, doing business in Southeast Asia, if you want to source any products in Southeast Asia, hit us up on the Facebook fan page. We can help. Right now, we're helping some people source cups for their business in the US. So if you guys are looking to source any kind of products here, just hit me up. If you're looking for a condo, apartment, visa, if you're looking to try to set up a small business, whatever you're looking to do in Southeast Asia, just get at me on the fan page. You know, we're starting to expand and offer services all over Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe. We're even starting to work on EB3 visas into the States. So there's a lot coming up for this year. We have to get a lot of work done. Thank you for supporting us. Smash the like button, share the videos, and definitely, if you were looking to do anything out here, get at us.
Brush your face and wash your teeth, son.
Hey, what's up? I'm D from Canada. Hook up with the New York Nomad if you want a smooth ride into Vietnam or any Southeast Asian countries.
Hey, my name is Aaron. Get in contact with the New York Nomads. If you want to get into Vietnam, hit them up. They'll get you in securely and professionally.
Yo, this is Uncle Hollywood. I'm telling you right now, the New York Nomad got me a job. He's legit. Hit him up. Check him out.
New York Nomad set me up in Vietnam.
Yo, my man got me a job. Come to Vietnam.
Hey, what's up, guys? You thinking about coming to Vietnam? You're not sure where to start? You've heard a lot of things online. You don't know what's true. You don't know what's not. We offer a consulting service where we help you get on your feet in Vietnam. We give you advice on negotiating contracts with employers. We help you with real estate agents, visa agents that are reliable and that you can trust. We help you get started in this amazing country and get on your feet. We help you get into different opportunities that might be more difficult for you if you were just landing in the country on your own. And we help you avoid a lot of the pitfalls and problems that you could have as a newcomer here. We provide you with reliable job recruiters, visa agents, real estate agents, and advice. If you guys are thinking about coming to Vietnam, hit us up for a consultation. We'll help you get started, help you get on your feet, and hopefully you'll love Vietnam as much as we do.